Okay, let's check this, make sure it's recording. What?
Make sure it record.
Yeah, it's on right now. Can you hear me?
เอลิน
Yep.
อยู่กินข้าวหมดหรือเปล่าลูก
Oh, it's recording. Let's get in here, honey. Un momento.
Oh my
Let me check one more thing before we get started.
ใช่ต้องให้ความร่วมมือด้วยค่ะเด็กๆต้องให้ความร่วมมือเราคุยกันรู้เรื่องนะคะ เราจะไม่ขึ้นเสียงใส่กันค่ะคุยกันดีๆได้
1 second, guys. We'll get started in just a second. Let's see.
Nước ทำไมลูกถึงพูดไม่รู้เรื่องคะลูกไปหลังบ้านตรงนู้นลูกจะต้องเข้าใจภาษามนุษย์ที่เราคุยกัน
You gonna pray and tie? Get started.
พระเจ้าข้าขอบคุณพระองค์ที่เวลานี้เราจะเข้ามาแบ่งปันเรื่องราวที่ได้เกิดขึ้นในรอบสัปดาห์ที่ผ่านมาพี่น้องผู้ที่ติดตามเราขอพระเจ้าทรงโปรดอวยพรช่วงเวลานี้และเราได้สามารถที่จะสื่อสารออกไปทุกอย่างที่มาจากพระองค์และขอทรงโปรดอภัยความบาปผิดของเราทั้งสองคนพระองค์เจ้าขออธิษฐานในพระนามพระเยซูคริสต์เจ้าอาเมน
Okay, so welcome to our live stream today. Today has been okay, but this week has been
hard for you.
Yeah, it's been a little bit hard. There's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of problems with my family in America. Really big problems that have a lot of stuff in America, actually, not only with my family there, but with friends there and everything. And it's been pretty tough, actually. So this week is this week has been kind of tough. And my wife and I, we handle stress in pretty opposite ways.
Yes.
So when my wife handles stress, how do you handle stress, honey?
Quiet.
Quiet, just quiet. That's it.
I would say. How do I handle stress? I would go to the gym.
You go to work. Let's be honest. You go to work. when my wife handles stress, like she just goes to work and tries to ignore it and just not think about it, and just the more you work, the less you think, and so she just works and works and works. And historically, with what we do, it's been really hard because we have a lot of stress, especially with Evangeline and everything too. And
we talk about with kids, other kids too.
With all of our kids, with everything we do. So my wife has, you know, her modus operandi is work through it all. Don't deal with it. Don't handle it. Don't think about it. And just work through it all. Me, on the other hand, when I get real stress, not just like low-level stress, because we kind of operate at a higher stress level than everybody else, and so when
maybe not all the time, but
a lot of 90% of the time we're operating at a higher stress level than most people. Homeschooling 8 kids, worrying about funding and trying, so many things we have to do.
Dealing with trauma kids, ADHD kids, autism, try to make them
CF. We've got a lot on our plate, and we know it. And it's not always a huge.
That from my phone.
It is.
From my phones?
from this phone. Who did that?
You did it yesterday.
I didn't break it.
You sure?
I'm 100% positive I didn't break it.
Okay, let's talk to the kids later.
Like that, exactly what we're talking about, you know. Just find out the SIM card and one of our phones is broken. I took it out and I put it back in.
But I already know who did it. Nobody did it. So
Yeah, nobody ever does it. We have ghosts all around this house, and
yeah,
nobody
I'm
ever
not doing
sees.
it. I'm not doing it. So okay.
And
Oh, okay.
So-
Say hi หรือยัง It's her.
this is Esther, and
ชุดยูใหญ่ไปป่ะเนี่ย
yeah, so we just deal with a lot of stress, and this week, earlier this week, I found out that one of the kids that I studied the Bible with, when I was a Bible worker in the States for Life Source Community Church, one of the kids that I studied the Bible with, he ended up killing himself, which is always tough to deal with, but I was really close to him, and at the time, as I've lived in Thailand for the last 13 years, we've grown apart, and yeah, it's been really tough though to deal with it. He's the second one in his family that I studied the Bible with who killed himself, and it's the third person
family?
the third person that I studied the Bible with who killed himself. The fourth person since I become a Christian who was close to me who killed himself. And then, we have Prow who attempted suicide as well. And so it's like this thing that's like kind of following me around, and there's just all this weird guilt that I know it's not good, it's not real.
It's not from you.
But you still feel it. Just wondering, did I do something wrong? Could I have done anything different, and all that stuff, and then mixed with everything that I've already been dealing with, that I've been writing blogs about, with my guilt with things that have happened with one of our kids, and then we have a really big problem in our family with somebody, not my brothers and sisters, but somebody in our immediate family who has a really big problem that it just kind of is turning things upside down in our family. So it's just a lot of stress right now, along with the kids, and they're
Find you back hard because they don't want to learn. They
Yeah,
already know.
the-
I know. I can do this. Like you
the
are wrong. It's just
defiance disorder, and
and I'm sorry sometimes. It's like
not being able to admit that not being able to admit that they do anything wrong, and I just can't imagine doing math.
That's why
and
fourth grade they still could not read because I think they fought the teacher and stuff, but
Yeah, when we got them, they couldn't read and they couldn't do math or anything, and it's really obvious why. And I can't imagine.
Nobody care, but now we need care because so much tension and stress.
Yes. And I can't
I don't
imagine.
need to make my life hard, girl.
I can't imagine trying to do math and just never admitting that you did anything wrong. Math is just basically trial and error a lot of times, and when you can't admit you're wrong, it makes it really hard for the person trying to teach you, and for you doing it. Your learning is really hard, and
Yeah, but they are kids,
Yeah.
And with the trauma and ADHD and everything that comes with that make it harder.
defiance disorder, and
So
yeah, we're dealing with that. So it's been a really stressful week, and then then dealing with a lot of the problems that I'm dealing with. I've been on the phone a
เอสเธอร์
lot.
เอาออกไม่เอาลูกผมกูยังไม่แห้ง My hair still wet so I want it to let it dry okay
I've been on the phone a lot,
Okay, go play.
and
You go
just
play.
kind of
go play
separating myself, just because I've been pretty emotional, and just trying to figure this stuff out, and dedicating a lot of time to prayer and just hoping for wisdom to deal with it, and wisdom for my family and everything, and wisdom and discernment to figure it out and really know how to deal with it in the right way. So yeah, that's been a rundown of everything that I've been dealing with, and then I mean that's not even close to everything, but it's been really weird because the blog that I'll send out this week kind of deals with this, about how I've become like this. Like I never saw myself being a person who people would turn to for advice or for wisdom or anything like that. And
because you're crazy.
yeah, well, I mean, like,
because you know yourself that you're so crazy.
No, I see myself in a different way. I still see myself as a 20-year-old kid, and as I'm coaching these teenagers more and more, I'm realizing that I'm not even close. But that's just how you see yourself, and with no control over my thoughts or actions or drug abuse or anything like that, and like that's just kind of how I see myself. And then other people don't see me that way. My kids can't imagine me that way, and it's just really crazy to think about that's not me anymore. And I'm old, and like that's really hard to think about. But I'm old, and I have a lot of life experience and a lot of things that. Why'd you look at me like that when I said I'm old? Huh?
You old. I'm not.
Yeah.
I have no gray hair right now, so.
And so it's just really weird. But this week, something happened. We were on the way to basketball practice, and what's the wrong one? Yeah, we were on the way to basketball practice, and somebody. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go.
Yeah.
This guy right here, he ended up running into the back of my truck. We were just stopped right here.
By the church.
We were just stopped, yeah, it's right by our church, and we were stopped because there's a turn right over here, and it's a traffic jam on a 2-lane road, and we stopped, and I was talking to my brother on the phone, and this motorcycle right here with this kid on it, his name's Cake.
Kate.
Huh?
Kate.
Kate, oh, whatever. Sounds like cake to me. And then he just slammed right into the back of our truck, and I'm like looking in my mirrors, and I'm looking in my mirrors and like trying to check everything out, like who hit me, and like there's no cars around me, there's nothing around me. And so I finally get out and I go and look, and I see him laying on the ground holding his leg, and his motorcycle's on the ground, and then there's another couple who were on a motorcycle. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, this couple right here. You can see the wife right here, but they were on their motorcycle, and I guess he slammed into the back of them and ricocheted off them and hit the back of my truck. And so when I get out, I was like, what happened? Like, how did this happen? Like, it just seemed impossible to me. Somebody just ran into the back of me on a motorcycle, and like fast enough to like be hurt, because it was pretty stop and go traffic. And then this guy right here in the Montana Grizzlies shirt, he tells me, he goes, oh, he doesn't have any brakes. And I was just like, why? And he was like, yeah, I don't know, he's an idiot. And it looks like he ended up breaking his leg, and
he's still a kid. He only 17 years old.
Yeah, he's 17 years old.
George called me, and I went there, and
yeah, my wife had to come and translate and figure stuff out.
Him.
And I mean, it ruined our whole day. We weren't able to go to basketball practice because the way it works
and then
over
we
here.
have to go to the police station.
We had to wait for the insurance guy to come for like an hour and a half, and then after that we had to go to the police station and try to figure out whose fault it was and all this stuff. But it was really funny to me that he didn't have any brakes.
I think he have handbrake a little bit, but the feet.
Well, he said he didn't have any brakes, and so
He drive real fast.
everything that my wife is saying, everything that my wife is saying is just an assumption. And but it was really funny to me because I drove a car for like a year with no brakes, and
before when you were young.
yeah, when I was really young in college and everything, and I remember I was driving to Spokane Community College, and there was snow out and everything, and there was a girl in front of me who was in my class, and I was driving, and she like put on her brakes, and so I just drove into a snow berm, and I got to class, and she was like, "What happened? Why did you drive in that snow berm and everything?" And I had like an '88 Corsica, so like I wasn't worried about it. It was like $1,000 car or whatever, so it wasn't a big investment, and I wasn't really afraid of ruining it. And I was like, "Oh, I don't have any brakes," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't have any brakes," and she was like, "How do you drive?" And I was like, "Oh, I just drive in snow berms and stuff like that." And so like I've been like really struggling with this of just like, you know, like kind of how I see myself, and then I was met with this like it was like, I don't know, it's like me, like for me it was like, you know, 20-year-old me slamming into the back of 40-year-old me, and you know, there's a lot
I
of
felt bad for him.
yeah, there's a lot of compassion that comes with that.
He's a kid, and he's just work with the truck and stuff like that. You know, he make low money, and
Yeah,
doesn't seem his bike looks super old, and
I mean the bike didn't even have a scratch on it
no
after running in the back of
nothing
it.
with his bike.
Yeah, and I mean that was me. I was driving around in a car with no brakes, with no insurance. My driver's license was suspended, like all that stuff. Like I was just really bad at making good decisions. You know, I wasn't taught that as a kid, really. And you know, I saw myself in him, and so it made it. You know, I wasn't mad at him or anything, and it just was for me. It was just really awesome to see like him like that, because I saw myself, and then seeing like the work that God's done in me. Like I was, especially when I was younger, it was avoid all responsibility. Anything that has any hint of responsibility, get it out of my life as far away as I can. And then now, you know, seeing myself with, you know, 12 people living in my house, 13. How many people live in
13.
Yeah, 13 people living in my house, and responsible for all of them, and it's just really crazy to see the work that God's really done in me specifically. So it was just really awesome to see, and a lot of compassion, and it's really awesome to see Sam, who, you know, is like the same age, and
He is doing school and trying everything.
he has a lot of sense of
He got
responsibility.
opportunity though with Sam, but that boy, he has nothing in his
And
life.
Sam was like on the road to be just like that kid,
Yeah.
making really bad decisions, and you know, hanging out with his friends all the time on motorcycles, and his main group of friends all died on a motorcycle, and when it happened, you know, he found out about it, and he said, you know, like they got hit by a semi, and on the motorcycle, and they died. And
Sam friends.
yeah, and Sam said, you know, like, if I wasn't here, I would have been there, and I would be dead. I would have been on that motorcycle with him, and so you know, it's like really awesome to see the responsibility that he has, and how you know, his sense of responsibility, and you know, knowing what he has to do and having him back, like, is really easy to work with, and you know, it's just really awesome to see, and just see the work that God's done in me too. So it's been really awesome, and you know, I don't think anybody over here, even my wife, can even imagine like what I was like when I was 20 years old, because you know.
No, I live with you for 13 years now, so I know.
Yeah, but she doesn't. You know, drugs and drunkenness, and just no sense of responsibility at all. So yeah, it's just been really awesome. And then yeah, and we let's see what else we did this week.
English camp.
Oh yeah, so we did English camp, but here's some pictures. This is Hannah and Evangeline. This is on one of our walks. We usually go on a walk every Saturday afternoon with all the kids, and
sometimes we go during the weeks too.
yeah, we go in the week a few times too. And this is Evangeline loves to roller skate right now, and so does Rachel. And Hannah usually is in roller skates too. So that's always fun. And then, oh, not that one yet. Let's see.
A snake?
Yeah, you didn't even, I don't think you even know about that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and then here's another one with us on a walk with all the kids with skateboards and roller skates, and my wife picking her food on the walk pretty much
by the
every
what,
time.
right? That one?
Yeah, I think so. That looks like the what thing. But yeah, we're always just going on walks and hanging out with the kids.
Who took that picture for us?
I don't know. Probably Sky. I think she had the phone. And then that's our house right there. I don't know where we are to get that picture.
Oh, right there, back there by the.
But that's the front of the house. Or is that
No,
the back? Oh, it's the back of the house.
It's by this.
Yeah, and just the kids hanging out. King David's his football shirt.
I love that.
And then let's see, is there more walk pictures? One more. Oh, here's a video. I think. Yeah, this is what it usually looks like with 5 kids on 3 skateboards, and 5 kids on 3 skateboards, 2 in rollerblades, 1 walking, and us just walking around talking. And yeah, it's really fun. The kids actually really enjoy it and everything.
Basketball camp.
Here's this is at basketball camp. Here's Sarah and Sky trying to do pull-ups.
Do it, Sarah, do it.
With bands and everything. Oh, I just can't get it. Sky with no bands. Ah, not even budging.
Nung, Song, Sam, too soon.
Sam Lop, I mean, 3 times. Whoa, almost got one. So it's hanging out in the weight room at basketball camp. They do an hour of basketball, an hour of weightlifting. You can tell it's really effective. And then here's Wind. This is Wind right here.
They're the
and
same
that's
team,
David.
opposite.
No, they're going again. They're doing a drill. I don't know what drill is, but then that's Coach Min. And let's see. Oh, cooked him. It was a really bad video of me taking it, but cooked him. And then I bring Evangeline like every other one, and we've been trying to get her running, and here's her on the treadmill.
Let's do it 10 more seconds. 10.
I pumped it up for her. She didn't want to go that fast.
8, 7, 6, 5.
And she really enjoyed
4,
it.
faster, 3,
hanging out in the weight room, and
2,
she had her friend Nora there.
1. Look at that, you're running 10 kilometers an hour.
Look at that. She's going pretty fast.
Why did you hurt?
Because she can't run. Oh, and then this is on the other treadmill, the other kind of treadmill. I can't remember what these are called. But we're trying to get her running more and more. Let's see. Yeah, because it's good for her lungs, and so we're trying to get her running. And then me and the kids, we were outside, and I guess you can't see it that well, but we picked up a box outside, and under the box there was a little black.
Oh, I put the box back.
Why?
I just like make it like
just
fertilize to the plant stuff.
it killed everything. All the grass is brown underneath it, and
Oh, this is the snake.
yeah. Here's a better picture of the snake. Let me see if I can find. There we go. That's the good one.
What kind of snake is that?
It's just a little black snake. I don't know.
Just make sure that
what kind
it
of
did
snake.
not die. Don't let the kid touch it.
No, it's not dead. It's alive. It's not a poisonous snake. And yeah, me and Wind out there, and we caught it, and then we we threw it in the pond just to see what he would do, and he disappeared for like 20 seconds, and then he came back up and swam away, and all the kids loved watching him swim and everything. So did I. I thought it was cool, and then we just left it alone. We left him out there, and my wife doesn't like that, but
Nope.
these ones are harmless, and they keep the the other stuff away that we don't want here. And then these are knockoff Adidas that Sky has, and I imagine if they're written in cursive that looks really bad, and I don't know why they would name them Nizzas, but they did, and yeah, just really weird. And then here's we were messing around, Sky and I, on ChatGPT, and we just took a picture of her, and there's like a prompt that's going around on the internet, and we put that in, and this was the picture of Sky that it popped out, and it's really funny because this one is really good, and it looks like Sky. It looks like it aged her a little bit, but it looks really cool. And then we did one with Prow. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here's the one with Prow, and
Doesn't look like her, no?
it doesn't look like her, and it looks like it aged her like 20 years too. made her an old maid and everything. So it was really funny, and we had a lot of fun just messing around with ChatGPT and making pictures on there. The kids love to take pictures that they draw. And so we'll take pictures that they draw, and then or just like color or whatever, and then we'll put them on there and make them look like something else, like a different style, like anime or.
They go all the garden.
Just leave it alone.
I want them to work over there.
What?
Is there a snake around there?
No, there's not snakes. Yeah, and so we just, we've done a little bit here, but with the kids, and they're still learning, doing their homeschool every day, and really just trying to focus on them growing and praying with them, and praying with them through all the struggles that they have.
Yeah, but at the English camp, I want to talk about that a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, we also.
I mean, the boy sang. You remember the day that you share about you were in jail before and all kind of those stuff?
Yeah.
Sang is really pay good attention, and you challenge him, like you challenge them, and I can tell, like, after you done talking, I saw Frank, he closed his eye and he act like something, I think we need to keep praying for him.
What she's saying is we go and we do our outreach every Tuesday
with our friends, other missionaries.
Yeah, with our friends, and but this week I shared on tasting and seeing that the Lord is good, and I talked about how the one time I went to jail, I was only in jail for 2 days, but and I definitely wasn't ready for God at the time. But when you're in jail and
you're just ready
and you're scared, you start praying, and I started praying, God, if you're real, get me out of here, and God got me out pretty quick, and I was able to see some stuff in there that really just let me know that, like, I can't be here. But I wasn't ready to give up everything that, I didn't make a promise like, God, if you get me out of here, I'll never do drugs again, or, something stupid like that. But I just shared my experience in jail, and shared the verse, taste and see that the Lord is good, and was just talking about how, like, we have a live of it on Facebook, so if you go to our Facebook, you can see. But like, I talked about how, like, I didn't like Khoi Tiao for a long time, which is really good Thai soup, but I didn't like it for a long time.
Like pho in the States, pho, Vietnamese.
Like pho.
Yeah,
but a Thai version of it, and it's really good. And but I acted like I didn't like it just for no reason, just some reason I decided that I didn't like it. And people would ask me to go, and I'd be like, no. And then finally my wife was like, you should just try some of mine. And I tried it, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty good, And then, like, we go and we eat it, like, you can get it for like $1. And so we go and we eat it.
Now
like,
the price $1.20.
inflation. But yeah, so we go we eat it now, and I was like, yeah, it's really good, and now like I like it even more. And then like with my friends, like especially in high school, my buddy Josh, I remember I would see his picture like student of the month, and he was always like trying to dress and act like he was black and everything, and I was like, I would always look at his picture and like I don't like that kid, you know. And then I started hanging out with him, and he like became my best friend, you know. And like a lot of times we make up these decisions that we're never gonna do something or we're never gonna like something, and then we try it and we like it. And like my wife was talking about how she did not like Christians, you know, and she worked at a Christian hotel and she didn't like
The
Christians.
owner and everyone, all in his family, they are Christian, and I didn't like it at the time.
Yeah, and
I cursed him a lot, and I cursed God a lot. And
yeah, and then God, you know, like, and that's what happens a lot of times. And I was talking to
let's talk about that kid.
talking to the kids about it and saying he is like more aware of stuff than all the other kids there. It seems like
I can feel like he's a good kid and he's smart too. When you talk about something, he can pick up it very easily, you know.
yeah,
And he can remember the Bible.
Yeah, he remembers his Bible
verse.
verses, and like he's a smart kid, and that's not as common as you would think it is, or hope it would be in the slums. And so as I'm saying this, he's like really intense, like looking at me, and then afterwards he like closed his eyes, and I don't know if he was
I saw it,
praying.
and he just like something for like 2 or 3 minutes, you know. I can
Yeah,
say,
it was
wow.
probably like 20-30 seconds, but
I don't know, but I'm very impressed on him. After that day, I just keep praying for him, you know.
yeah, and when he was doing that, because my wife has to translate everything I say, so it's like I just praying in my mind for him and everything. And so we're really getting everything together with that. And hey, if your church would like to help us, or you would like to help us, or your homeschool co-op, or
Like,
anything,
they love anything from the set. Like I grabbed from the dollar store. I grabbed the
yeah,
painting
they have like
book,
little paint
or
books where you just have water.
They love that. It's just like, oh.
Like all this stuff. And so what we're going to do with these kids is we're going to set up a like a store, like a point system in a store. And so every time they remember a verse, every time they answer a question, you know, they get a point, they get a point.
When we share stories.
Yeah, when they just do anything good, basically, when we're doing it, like they'll get a point. And then with those points, you know, at certain, probably like once a quarter or something like that, then we'll set up a store, and they'll be able to use their points and come and use these points and buy these things. So, and then like we would also like little gifts and stuff like that. And so if anybody would like to help us like sponsor this for our outreach and everything, like we would really appreciate it, because we don't have the money to pay for it ourselves, but we really have a passion for these kids, and it's really great.
We can pay some, but you know,
it's really good for us to feel like we can go back to like our roots, like where we started with all this stuff, and like
Sam made me miss one boy at Onwood.
Yeah.
You remember who Sam? Yes.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Oh no, it was you're right. I forgot his name. On was Powell's.
I wonder how he's.
But yeah, so it's really awesome for us to go back, and you know, I don't want to say we're good at it or anything, but God has just really blessed us with that. And then now that we have our kids to go back, like I wish we would have had kids when we were in the slum and on Newt, because like it's so much easier. Like they want to be there to hang out with our kids. They don't care about anything we're doing, you know. Like they want to hang out with our kids and play soccer and play games and everything.
Do some game or sticker or thing like that.
Yeah, and so it's really,
and it's good for our kids that they can go out and sharing the stuff.
And then a lot of like we share the main stuff, but then our kids help with the little stuff, like helping them remember Bible verses and helping them sing the songs and like do all this stuff. And
what you talk about when it comes to sing the song, I'm the one who have to shout the loudest.
Yeah, we have to sing the loudest, but they help them with the words and stuff like that. And So it makes it a lot easier and like makes the kids actually want to come instead of just like dealing
Oh,
with
kids
us.
want to go too.
Yeah, our kids love going. They
They
love,
love.
you know, they're so deprived of kids their own age with us, besides
It's
each
good
other,
for
that they
them.
love to go and hang out with other little kids there.
It's good for them.
And I mean, they're teenagers too, and our kids are teenagers too. So it's like it's really awesome, and they're going to youth group with these kids too. The kids from the slum are going to the youth groups now too.
And the missionary kids.
And the missionary kids are there. I guess our kids are missionary kids, and so yeah, we're gonna try to find our own area where we can go and help, where we can you know, really get involved on our own, instead of working with another project. And so if you guys would like to help us and sponsor us with that, like, we would really appreciate it. You can go to our website, shilohchildren.org, and make a donation, and then just message me, you know, or send an email or put a message in the donation or anything for outreach, or just talk to me, you know, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. And then I think we have contact us on our Facebook, on our website, and all that stuff too. So yeah, we really are passionate about outreach, and we're finally at a place where we can do it again, with Evangeline and with our stress level and with our
Sometimes,
kids.
just to be honest, I'm so tired. Like, we have homeschool and we have things to go out, and then you have like some days just like, man,
Yeah,
I
a
don't
lot
want to
of-
go.
I mean, I
But
think-
when you go and you start it, yeah, it's not too bad, you know, and you see the kids actually love it. I mean, the kid over there, they try to remember the Bible words.
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
it's fun. It's fun. You know, it's always fun. The kids are they're something else. I'll put it that way. But it's you know, it's one of those things that, like, before you go, like, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to go.
Yeah, you
It
have
kinda
all
makes
day
it
with
boring.
homeschool, and or you have
Just
something.
being around kids all day, and then you're like, well, let's go hang out with some more kids that are on their level, you know, and but the kids are like, come on, let's go, come on,
They all love
yeah. English camp, you know, we don't even teach English, and then
We do.
we're probably gonna, you know, make
We
progress
need to
in
work
that,
on that too.
but we don't, and it's basically just Bible with the guys of English camp, and so then you know, but once we get there, we have a blast, and then, like, it's like time to go. It's dark and everything, and I'm just like still talking, hanging out with people, and
Every time I have to, let's stop talking and then go home.
yeah, it's like if we got the other family there, it helps because they're like, okay, time to go, and I was like, yeah, time to go, let's go, come on, you know. So yeah, we can use any help that you guys can give us with that. We would really appreciate it, because we have a lot of plans of what we'd like to do. And we'll do them anyway, and just trust that God's going to provide for us if nobody else wants to. But you know, that's what we're doing. So yeah. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Thank you. God bless.